I wanted to share with you a bit of the inner workings of these precision tiller bolts and what goes into lasering these really awesome markings here that allow you to clock the actual tiller bolt and get a very precise adjustment every single time. I got a new tool that I'm really excited about, and I wanted to share with you what goes on behind the scenes and the inner workings of making these precision tiller bolts. So sorry about the odd space here. This is just a repurposed closet that I set up, and I've got a fiber laser here behind me. It's a 50-watt version, so it's got plenty of power to deeply engrave these precision tiller bolts to make permanent markings that you cannot possibly scratch off. The only way to actually get these markings off would be if you would have to take some sort of a grinder or a file or something to actually cut down the surface of the stainless steel, the 303 stainless steel that these are made out of, and actually have to deeply groove up and remove and shave away a whole lot of material to get down to, deep enough to remove the lasering. So the cool new tool that I've got behind me is a laser plate that Thomas helped me make. He whipped it up in Fusion 360, sent it over to me, and I had it cut locally to me to be able to receive the precision tiller bolts. Not only do they receive the precision tiller bolts, which is way better than what I've been doing because I was doing each individual one at a time, now I can do up to 16 at a time. I just messed around and set up the machine and the software and everything, so that way I can run 4 tiller bolts at a time. I'm taking it slow to make sure everything goes well and testing the limits of the machine to make sure that everything is still nice and crisp and very much so symmetrical and centered, because I want to deliver to you the best product possible. They are precision machined, and so when it is marked 375, which this tiller bolt is, that's 375 thousandths of an inch of the outside diameter of the shank of the bolt where the limb fits into, which is a very, very critical component of the actual fitment of the limbs into the riser, and it can really make a huge difference into your accuracy and consistency downrange, as I've displayed before. I'll have a link in the description below and a card at the top up there to a video of where I debuted these tiller bolts and showed you the benefits of them and how they actually will help tighten up your groups downrange. So anyway, when it says 375, that means it's no bigger than 375 and no smaller than 374. Again, in hundredths of thousandths of an inch. So before I put any tiller bolt and any marking on any tiller bolt, I fire up my caliper here, make sure it's zeroed, put it in thousandths of an inch, and as you can see, this one is 374.5 thousandths of an inch, so that passes quality control. I then can thread it into the laser plate that I've got here, and then I will laser etch them with the according size. If you're interested in grabbing a set of precision tiller bolts, I will also have links in the description below to my website, Kaminski.com. I'll also put a card at the top up there where you can grab them, and in case you're interested and you want to get them instead at Lancaster, they also do carry them too. They're available for Hoyts, Win, Sebastian flute risers, I believe, as well, and a few others. All of the information is listed out and written on the website and the product description as to what risers they do fit. Something that's really cool that we're doing here that I believe will be very beneficial, hopefully in the future when the industry catches up, is that we actually clock the laser etching relative to the threads of the actual bolt itself. And if it's a Hoyt tiller bolt, like this one is, it's also clocked to the flat stop where the limiting factor is of how far in the tiller bolt goes itself. This isn't necessarily applicable or beneficial yet on the industry, but I just want to let you know that we are doing that because the laser plate behind me has all of the threads indexed the exact same place relative to the flat surface that we use as a stopping mechanism. That way, all the tiller bolts are exactly the same. This is a new thing, and they will all be the same here now from here on out, because that way, every single bolt is exactly the same, and you know exactly what you're getting. We're going way above and beyond, not just producing high-quality, high-precision machined parts with beautiful finishes, permanent laser etching. We're also making sure that the laser etching is relative to the actual bolt structure itself, just, again, going above and beyond. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw 4 tiller bolts in the laser plate. I'm going to hit go, and I'm going to show you what this machine actually does because it's kind of cool. And again, I just wanted to share with you as to what we're doing here behind the scenes. All right, so like I said, I'm going to check 4 tiller bolts, make sure they're good. 375, 374.5, 374.5, 374.5. So these 4 bolts are good. Wipe off any sort of dust. Thread them in place. I haven't yet optimized this process yet, like I said, because I just got this laser plate back from the machinist. So what you can't see is the threads inside this plate are all indexed and milled relative to the flat surface of this plate here. So that means all of the threads and all of the flat surfaces that they mate to, including the face of the bolt itself and where the actual clocking of the laser is, will all be exactly the same. So now I'm going to fire up everything. I'm going to turn on the laser first. And then I'm going to turn on the ventilation system here that I've got plumbed into the wall. On my software, I bring up the framing. And so, I don't know, you can see that red laser going around. It's a nice little square. I can change it to the hull, which means it's rounded corners because it's a round tiller bolt, or show the exact contour of what the actual tiller bolt will be lasered at. Put on my sweet safety squints here from the company that sold me this product here. Some laser protecting eyewear that are awesome cocoons. Safety third, and hit go. Hopefully it all works out because I have not run 4 of them at a time, and if this speeds up my process, I'm going to be just absolutely thrilled. I'm going to zoom in a bit so you get a bit more of a perspective and show as to what's going on, and hit fire. So I've not run more than just 1 bolt at a time. It's going to make 4 passes and a crosshatch. It's going to come up from the bottom, come from the right to the left, and then do it again. So it's got 4 passes. Got nearly 80% power. So what you're seeing is essentially the actual base material vaporizing off the surface, removing it, and permanently etching it black. Alright, so I've not run 4 like that. That took a considerable amount of time compared to normally, obviously, because I'm only running 1 at a time before. It took 2 minutes to run those 4 bolts, but the beauty is once I get all 16 set up, I can hit go, walk away, and come back, and then swap them out as needed instead of standing here and swapping them out as fast as I possibly can. So I just use a little bit of WD-40 and polish them up, but before I do that, I'm going to reposition the camera so you can get a little bit better view of that. So you can see it's very charred, for lack of better terms. I have the laser off so it can't possibly fire while I'm here. This is just a little sighter. Take them off and you can see all of the etchings themselves are clocked, you know, relative to each other. And with a little electric ratchet or something, this will speed that process up, but there it is. A little bit more stuff that I need to take off. Probably remove them normally from the jig and then polish them up so I can have another set running at the same time. But yeah, they're looking super, super sharp. 380 Win-N-Win tiller bolts are on order and should be back in stock at any moment. So if you're interested in the 380 size Win-N-Win tiller bolts, keep an eye out for those. So to show you an idea of the actual clocking, I took that one here. You'll see that it's locked and it's straight up where 0 is. You take that off, put it in any other hole, you'll see that 0 is again pointing straight north, at least relative this direction here. So just a little bit of extra time that we spend to make the product a little bit better for you, show you a quick view behind the scenes. I wanted to share with you this laser plate here that's really cool, so that way I can speed up the process. Something I'm just genuinely excited about, and yeah, it's just something I wanted to share. Hey, if you like this video, consider sharing it. Genuinely, that would help this channel grow. I don't operate any other social media, and I rely on you to help spread the word about this channel and about the products that we do offer here at Kaminski Archery. Also, if you wouldn't mind, please consider supporting this channel. There's many different links in the description below, including links to my website, jkaminski.com. I can't thank my supporters enough. Genuinely, I wouldn't be able to produce this content, not at least to this level, without you. So thanks.